We gotta call the exterminator. These are rat turds.
Don't let this linger on your head now.
Perfume slides right.
RICO.
Is he your brother?
No, the RICO statutes.
In order for a RICO charge to stand, there need to be at least 2 acts of racketeering activity within 10 years as part of an enterprise. Racketeering, like stealing a bunch of tennis rackets? No. Racketeering includes things like murder, arson, robbery, drug trafficking, bribery, fraud.
Those inspections slow down Walmart's operation.
Nowadays, no values. Guys today have no room for the penal experience. So everybody turns government witness.
As ineffective as the FBI's been up to this point with Tony,
Really could have flights. You could be in China by now.
this just might be their golden ticket.
Got picked up yesterday, Patsy told me.
For selling ecstasy.
I could have taken ecstasy, but I didn't.
Root canal. They got me on oxycodone. My whole fucking head is numb.
Well, that answers a lot of questions. You there?
His kid. The imbecile.
The other Jason. Already ran into some trouble.
I suppose we could think of the Adriana situation where she got taken in. I wonder how long the government had been watching Jason, or was this just a random chance encounter? It's hard to say. Patsy could have also been lying to Polly or not telling Polly the whole story.
Shouldn't laugh about a tragedy.
Carlo got rid of Fat Dom's head, but now he's trying to save his son's head.
Somebody's giving grand jury testimony on something.
So Carlo has flipped.
We don't know who.
You know how much lawyers cost? A major RICO like his?
And subpoenas are flying. My hunch, 80 to 90% chance you'll be indicted.
Carlo wasn't exactly a top earner, but he was loyal, at least for a certain point, reliable, and respected by the other guys. So once Vito was out of the picture, Carlo got a promotion.
Putting you in charge of all construction business. Replacing Vito.
Holy shit.
Guys respect you across the board. You've done real good with the ports.
But Tony wasn't very happy with what Carlo was bringing in.
Maybe you should start sucking cock instead of watching TV Land. Because Vito brought in 3 times what you do on construction. Yeah. And I didn't have this fucking problem.
That fucking gun charge. I get sick when I think of it. Plus interstate fraud.
You realize I had an entire container of a port of provolone coming into that port Saturday? I fucking filled and then put it on a truck, took it to Westchester instead of Rawway, where we always split the loads.
Ah, Jesus, that shit is liquid gold.
And if Carlo starts talking homicide...
Some things you don't get into over the phone.
God. Not like we haven't envisioned this day.
No, it's not.
But did Tony envision that it would be this kid that got him taken down?
How's Rutgers?
You see those envelopes?
Majoring in cash, minor in ass.
Carlo's direct testimony would give the FBI what they need for a federal RICO indictment against Tony.
Not like we haven't envisioned this day.
No, it's not.
I'm going to focus today's video mainly on the Carlo side of things, rather than a likely verdict or Tony's likely fate down the line. We'll save that for another video.
Look, trials are there to be won.
Major RICO against Tony Soprano. Those things take years to build. This recent case against Joe Messino in New York, that was 7 years before indictments were handed down.
The boss of his family is on trial for his life.
There were some red flags, in my opinion. Right when Tony promoted Carlo, Carlo told him that some guys refuse to work with Vito if he returns, and that he doesn't disagree. This is not a man who thinks of Tony Soprano's well-being and satisfaction as paramount.
A couple of the other captains won't talk to him. And I don't disagree.
It's not their fucking decision who they work with.
A lot of my customers giving their action to New York.
Power vacuum, they take advantage.
And it seems like the FBI may have taken advantage of Carlo. But it's possible this whole Carlo, Jason drugs thing could involve oxycodone too. Remember that dental procedure?
Root canal. They got me on oxycodone. My whole fucking head is numb.
Well, that answers a lot of questions.
You run the drugs?
What? No, of course not. No.
He was all fucked up on oxy. Maybe he got a bit of a habit.
Sniveling, lying drug addict? That's the worst kind of bet.
Carlos coming up.
Yeah.
It's Carlo, I bet. It's not Carlo. I heard AJ.
Carlo's coming up?
What's with you and Carlo's fucking arrival?
I'm just saying.
We don't see too much of Carlo with his son, Jason, so we don't know exactly what goes on behind closed doors in their home. But I don't think that Jason was some innocent kid with a good set of values and a good head on his shoulders. He had no problem pouring acid on that kid's toe. In fact, he seemed to be enjoying himself while doing it.
Hey, dude, you ever take chemistry?
It's the other Jason. Already ran into some trouble. Carlo's Jason.
He's a mess.
All right.
It's Carlo. He's gonna testify.
Right. The ex.
Now, of course, if Tony gets shot at Holston's, there goes Jason Gervasi's golden ticket. But let's say Tony Soprano and his family leave Holston's that night unscathed. But the next morning, there's a knock at the door.
What is that?
Wow.
Is this it?
What happens next for Carlo? For Jason?
You people are fucked.
Relocate you and your family. You'll be completely safe, all of you.
To save his son Jason, Carlo would sign a cooperation agreement, and in exchange for substantial assistance against a high-value target, in this case, Tony Soprano, prosecutors would file a 5K motion to get Jason's ecstasy trafficking charges heavily reduced or completely dismissed.
Not safe for you anymore. The assassination problem is not going to go away. I think both of you realize that. We're the only option you have left. Not safe for you anymore in the streets or in jail.
If not, you see this guy right here? Tony Soprano Jr. You know what that means, right?
My whole fucking head is numb.
Well, that answers a lot of questions.
Tommy says the guy can track somebody from the corner of his shit.
Yeah, I saw them do that on CSI.
Maybe Carlo worries a private investigator similar to the one he knows will track him and his family down.
Stan Klimek was there. Ruth's husband, he works for Kroll.
The private eyes?
He does their computers.
Calm.
It's not as expensive as you might think, Tony. He gave me his card. Stan said they had this case once. This guy ran out on his child support. He was a hiking enthusiast, missing 12 years. And they tracked him down to a watering station in the Mojave Desert.
Personally, when I think of their family going into witness protection and relocating, I think of like a Schitt's Creek type scenery with Jason Gervasi maybe sitting in a field somewhere. Whatever the circumstances, I also think there were likely enough factors at play to sway Carlo into cooperating. In addition to the drugs, whether it's actually about his son or about him, his cousin Bert was also just killed, and I'm sure Carlo knows who was responsible for it. Once Bert was found dead at his home, likely by his wife when she returned home from church.
I talked to some of the guys about your misgivings.
Carlo and Jason and his family would likely spend the rest of their lives looking over their shoulders, especially given all they know about private investigators and being able to track someone down. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more RICO talk.